Hi boys, it's Miss Amanda. So this lesson is going to be about, I know yesterday we talked about, or the day before, about problems that the environment encounters, things that are not good for the earth. And today we're going to talk about things that can help the environment. So I've made a little presentation here and we're going to talk about it. So first, one of the first things that we can do is to turn off the lights. So if we're not in a room or if we don't need the light, or we can open I just saw one of my lights that's on that I need to turn off because I opened the blinds and the curtains to let the natural sunlight in. Sunlight is free and doesn't cost us resources. But when we leave on the lights, we're using energy that is a resource. So, and it also costs us money. It costs our parents money. Okay, next is don't waste water. So, when we're taking a bath, we need to be mindful of how much water we're using, or how long we're leaving the water on to brush our teeth. So we don't want to water our plants or grass in the direct sunlight. And in fact, it's really not good for them anyway. It burns them oftentimes. So we want to wait until it's ideally later in the evening, so that as much of it doesn't go away, evaporate. And we want to try to make sure that our faucets aren't leaking, things like that. So we don't want to waste water because that is a precious resource. We want to reuse. So what I mean by that is we can take what we already have and either use it again or use it for a different purpose. So for example, this morning, I made coffee for Jonathan, and I drink a different type of coffee. So I just washed out the filter and reused it because it was still usable. And that saves the paper, which is made from trees. Recycle. I know we talked about this in our nonfiction article. So recycling, again, is taking things like glass, plastic, paper, aluminum, and taking it to a facility that can process it. And it needs to be clean, friends. We can't just send, our dirty pizza box with sauce and cheese stuck to it. The recyclables actually need to be cleaned. And then we can take it to a processing facility, a recycling facility that will break it down and make it into something new. So break down plastic bottles and make it into new plastic bottles, or process the paper in such a way that it can be used to make new paper. And that's recycling. We can borrow. So instead of buying something new and adding to the stuff that is in the environment, we could borrow from a friend. So that's a great idea. Oftentimes we can ask around and see if somebody has what we need temporarily, and we can borrow it. Get creative. This is a fun one, and we're going to be sending home a couple of crafts with you guys later this week. And it's using things that are typically garbage. So for example, we're going to be using some egg cartons we're going to make a little bug out of it. And we're also going to use some of this old egg carton to make a bird feeder. Okay. And there are other things that we can use in order to be creative and to get resourceful. For example, I used a couple of old pillows and a mattress pad that was torn and an old sweater, and I made my dog a bed. So that's something that we can do instead of it. Not only saved resources by reusing something, but it didn't go to the landfill, and it saved me quite a bit of money to just make it myself. And it was a fun and empowering project. All right, we can grow plants. This is a fun one too, friends. Remember, our plants clean the air and they give us oxygen. They provide us with food, and it's just a wonderful experience to be able to plant something and watch it grow. And I planted some flowers earlier this week, and I'm excited to see them come up. And as I told you before, I'm probably going to do the pollinator garden today and plant those as well. All right, here's one. Do not litter. Remember, we put our garbage where it belongs. So if it's recycling, we clean it and put it in the recycling bin or can if there is one. And then if it's garbage, we put it in the garbage can. We don't want to throw it out the car or on the ground or just wherever we're at. We want to make sure we're mindful of putting it where it belongs. And this is a very good one, especially right now. Go outside. So if we're not inside, we're not using the things that consume energy, like computers, tablets, TVs, any sort of electricity, water. If we're outside, we're just taking advantage of the natural beauty and resources without using them. And getting outside is excellent for your mood and for your health. So we have, I think it's supposed to be about 70 degrees and sunny today, friends. It's going to be another beautiful day. So I try to get outside a good part of each day, and it definitely helps me. So that, friends, is the end of our PowerPoint. And I'm sure you guys have some things that you can think of too that would be great for the environment, that would help the environment. And something that's always on my mind that's very simple for me to do is just go around the neighborhood and pick up garbage. That can always be done. There's always some to pick up, and it helps keep the animals safe because they're not eating it, and it makes the neighborhood look better, and it keeps it out of the creek and the river that run near our house. So I love you boys so much. Take care.